This is where I left off, reading where I left off last. He spoke on in the same vein, inflexible. The rest of us, Cruessa and Ascanius, and the servants, begged him in tears not to pull down with him our lives as well, adding his own dead weight to the fate's pressure. But he would not budge. He held to his resolve and to his chair. I felt swept off again to fight, in misery, longing for death. What choices now were open? What chance had I? Did you suppose, my father, that I could tear myself away and leave you? Unthinkable. How could a father say it? Now, if it please the powers above, that nothing stand of this great city. If your heart is set on adding your own death and ours to that of Troy, the door's wide open for it. Pyrrhus will be here, splashed with Priam's blood. He kills the son before his father's eyes, the father at the altars. My dear mother, was it for this, through spears and fire, you brought me, to see the enemy deep in my house, to see my son, Ascanius, my father, and near them both, Cruessa, butchered in one another's blood? My gear! Men, bring my gear! The last light calls the conquered. Give me back to the Greeks. Let me take up the combat once again. We shall not all die this day unavenged. I buckled on sword belt and blade, and slid my left forearm into the shield strap, turning to go out. But at the door, Cruessa hugged my knees, then held up little Iülus to his father. If you're going out to die, take us to face the whole thing with you. If experience leads you to put some hope in weaponry, such as you now take, guard your own house here. When you have gone, to whom is Iülus left? Your father? Wife? One call that long ago? She went on, and her wailing filled the house. But then a sudden portent came, a marvel. Amid his parents' hands and their sad faces, a point on Iülus's head seemed to cast light, a tongue of flame that touched but did not burn him, licking his fine hair, playing round his temples. We, in panic, beat at the flaming hair, and put the sacred fire out with water. Father Anchises lifted his eyes to heaven, and lifted up his hands in joy in voice. Omnipotent Jupiter, if prayers affect you, look down upon us. That is all I ask. If by devotion to the gods we earn it, grant us a new sign, and confirm this portent. The old man barely finished when it thundered a loud crack on the left. Out of the sky, through depths of night, a star fell, trailing flame, and glided on, turning the night to day. We watched it pass above the roof and go, to hide its glare, its trace, in Ida's wood. But still behind, the luminous furrows shone, and wide zones fumed with sulphur. My father, overcome, addressed Now indeed my father, overcome, addressed the gods, and rose in worship of the blessed star. Now, no more delay. I'll follow you. Where you conduct, there I'll be. Gods of my fathers, preserve this house, preserve my grandson. Yours this portent was. Troy's life is in your power. I yield. I go as your companion, son. Then he was still. We heard the blazing town crackle more loudly, felt the scorching heat. Then come, dear father, arms around my neck. I'll take you on my shoulders, no great weight. Whatever happens, both will face one danger, find one safety. Iülus will come with me, my wife at a good interval behind. Servants, Give your attention to what I say. At the gate inland there is a funeral mound and an old shrine of Ceres the bereft. Near it, an ancient cypress, kept alive for many years by our father's piety. By various routes we'll come to that one place. Father, carry our hearth gods, our penates. It would be wrong for me to handle them. Just come from such hard fighting, bloody work, until I wash myself in running water. When I had said this, over my breadth of shoulder and bent neck I spread out a lion's skin, for tawny cloak, and stooped to take his weight. Then little Iolaus put his hand in mine, and came with shorter steps behind his father. My wife fell in behind. Through shadowed places on we went, and I laid lately unmoved by any spears thrown, any squads of Greeks. Felt terror now at every eddy of wind, alarmed at every sound, alert and worried, alike for my companion and my burden. I had got near the gate, and now I thought we had made it all the way, when suddenly a noise of running feet came near at hand, and peering through the gloom ahead, my father cried out, "Run, boy! Here they come! I see flame light on shields, bronze shining." I took fright, and some unfriendly power, I know not what, stole all my addled wits. For as I turned aside from the known way, entering a maze of pathless places on the run, at last, Creusa, taken from us by grim fate, did she linger, or stray, or sink in weariness? There is no telling. Never would she be restored to us. Never did I look back, or think to look for her, lost as she was, until we reached the funeral mound and shrine of venerable Ceres. Here at last all came together, but she was not there. She alone failed her friends, her child, her husband. Out of my mind, whom did I not accuse? What man or god? What crueler loss had I beheld? That night the city failed. Ascanius, my father, and the Teucritian Penetis I left in my friend's charge, and hid them well in a hollow valley. I turned my back alone into the city, cinching my bright harness. Nothing for it but to run the risk again, go back again, comb all of Troy, and put my life in danger as before. First by the town wall, then the gate, all gloomed, through which I had come out, and so on backward, tracing my own footsteps through the night, and everywhere my heart misgave me. Even stillness had its terror. Then to our house, thinking she might, just might have wandered there. Danaides had got in and filled the place, and at that instant fire they had set, consuming it, went roofward in a blast. Flames leaped and seeped in heat to the night sky. I pressed on to see Priam's hall and tower. In the bare colonnades of Juno's shrine, 2 chosen guards, Phoenix and hard Ulysses, kept watch over the plunder. Piled up here were treasures of old Troy from every quarter, torn out of burning temples, altar tables, robes, and golden bowls. Drawn up around them, boys and frightened mothers stood in line. I even dared to call out in the night. I filled the streets with calling. In my grief time after time I groaned and called Creusa, frantic, in endless quest from door to door. Then to my vision here sad wraith appeared, Creusa's ghost, larger than life, before me. Chilled to the marrow, I could feel the hair on my head rise, the voice clout in my throat. But she spoke out to ease my fear. What's to be gained by giving way to grief so madly, my sweet husband? Nothing here has come to pass except as heaven willed. You may not take Creusa with you now. And I'm going to leave it off there. Thank you for listening to the series. Give me a like if not, or comments, or just keep watching. Thanks. Bye.